I have some sad news today. Prince's protege, Denise Matthews, popularly known as Vanity, unfortunately passed away at just 57. Goodreads with Yahoo.com wrote about her in the music section. They wrote, and I quote, "The former wild child behind the dance hit Nasty Girl, Denise Matthews spent the last decade as a sober Christian evangelist. Denise Matthews, far better known by her stage name Vanity, has died at age 57 from kidney failure, the result of years of crack cocaine abuse," The Hollywood Reporter has confirmed. The singer and actress died Monday in a hospital in Fremont, California, the Bay Area city she called home. Quote, "She absolute loved God unto salvation," her friend MC Hammer tweeted Monday night as the Grammy Awards got underway. Quote, "She fell ill during the night and ended up on life support." A sex vixen fashioned in the image of her rock star mentor and one-time lover Prince, Matthews had several provocative hits in the early 1980s as lead singer of the group Vanity Six. The biggest by far was 1982's Nasty Girl, an infectious synth-funk single with overtly sexual lyrics. The song stalled on mainstream radio but managed to reach #1 in the Billboard dance charts. It has since gone on to become a dance floor classic. Matthews disbanded Vanity Six after the group's debut release and signed with Motown Records in 1984, under which she released 2 solo records, Wild Animal and Skin on Skin. She also embarked on an acting career starring in the Berry Gordy-produced musical martial arts film The Last Dragon in 1985. The following year, she was cast opposite John Stamos in Never Too Young to Die, a disastrous send-up of James Bond movies that featured Kiss, Gene Simmons as a cross-dressing villain. Quote, "She was pretty wild," Stamos recently told The Hollywood Reporter about his co-star. "She was like Al Pacino and Scarface, blasting these fucking machine guns all over the place. We weren't even rolling." Matthews' reputation as a hard partier in those early years of fame was both widely known and well-founded. As she cycled through rocker boyfriends Billy Idol, Adam Ant, and Motley Crue's Nikki Sixx, among them, she developed a dangerous addiction to crack cocaine. In 1994, that addiction led to near-fatal renal failure. She later said that Jesus Christ appeared to her at that time, offered her a second chance at life if she disbanded her vanity persona. Matthews spent the years since sober and a born-again Christian. After a kidney transplant in 1997, she became a Christian evangelist. She told her story in a self-published 2010 autobiography, Blame It on Vanity. Matthews' health woes took a turn for the worse late last year, however, and she set up a crowdfunding effort to pay for her medical treatment after being diagnosed with sclerosis encapsulating peritonitis, a severely painful kidney condition. She raised $6,599 of the $50,000 she had sought. End quote. Now, that's the end of the story there, and wow, back in the day, Vanity was extra fine. I mean, Denise Matthews, whatever. These same person, just different persona. But anyways, this is so unexpected, for her to pass away so young. I mean, she didn't even make it to 60. And, I'm trying to make sure I approach this subject with a lot of sensitivity. I just want to say this, though. They said that she used crack cocaine, which led to her having kidney issues and whatnot, and then she ends up dying years later. We see a lot of young musicians, Future, for just as one example, somebody rapping, singing, whatever, about using drugs and stuff like that, and a lot of people enjoy his music and whatnot. But if 20 years from now, if Future ends up passing away from alleged drug usage, people who listen to those songs and think it's so cool for him to say these things won't think it's so cool in the future. That's why, I always kind of felt bad when listening to DMX, because I'm like, okay, I enjoy some of his music, but a lot of people weren't really putting one and two together. Like, man, they're thinking that they're like, well, demons are attacking DMX, for example. And I'm like, no, that's that crack usage. You know what I mean? Like, you see these musicians that rhyme stuff like ODB, for example. He was wild and crazy. People enjoyed that personality. Well, where did that come from? It's not natural for people to act that way. You may find it to be entertaining. Just like Vanity was out there entertaining people and being this party person, the people had to love to be around her. when she was doing whatever she was doing. And, people encourage these bad behaviors. And then everybody acts so surprised and whatnot when the person ends up passing away from said drug usage. And like they said, it all started with that addiction years ago. So I just wanted to say, when we see these musicians that are not doing the right thing, they're not in a sober mind, it's one thing to celebrate their music. As far as these personas that develop from the drug usage, we need to shun that, and we need to help to get these people some help. But anyways, this is all my opinion. R.I.P. to Vanity, aka Denise Matthews. I enjoyed her music. I posted her song Nasty Girl from when she was in the group Vanity 6 up on my blog, so click the link below. If you need a link, let me know, I'll hook you up. Let me know what you think about it all below. Be sure to subscribe to the Meat Magazine YouTube channels. Visit meatmagazine.blogspot.com. Follow me on Twitter at Meat Magazine.